Hey everyone, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for tuning into this movie review where I'm actually going to take a kind of vlog style kind of video here as I'm going to go see the new movie Wonka. Now I did watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory for the first ever time this year. You can check that video out here or here, wherever the kind of card is. And I thought that movie was okay. Obviously I only stayed up for the first ever time, so I don't have that kind of childhood nostalgia. Now of course I know Wonka's meant to be kind of the story of Willy Wonka, so I'm kind of intrigued. I'm not the huge or the biggest like Timothée Chalamet fan, so it's going to be interesting to see like what his take is, although I am kind of intrigued because this is directed by Paul King, who did the previous two Paddington movies, and I absolutely love both of those movies, so hopefully he is hoping for a good time. Anyway, I'll catch you guys right after I've seen the movie with my raw thoughts. Do you want access to early videos you won't ever see here onto the channel? Well, click the link down below in the description box today and join my Patreon with memberships only starting from £1 per month. You get so much extra stuff and it costs less than one coffee per day. And I'd also like to give a quick thank you to all my awesome Patreons who help to really support the channel and who are also reaping all these benefits, so join them today. So, I've just gone out of Wonka and I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan of the movie. I'm really not. I really wanted to kind of go in open-minded, really wanted to just kind of like really enjoy this movie, kind of take it for what it is and kind of appreciate for what it is. Now, one thing I'll say off the bat before I go into my thoughts is if you take your kids or grandkids to see this, I think you'll have a nice enough time, because the thing is that the movie is nice enough, right? Like it serves its purpose. It is just kind of like, you know, kind of like a fun, vibrant kind of family movie, right? So that's all cool. And also like, you know, if you go in that mentality, it's cool, but the issue that I've got, guys, and I'm just going to be flat out honest, kind of out, like kind of spoilers here, is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, I believe, was 1971, right? This is meant to be a prequel about the story of Willy Wonka, right? So of course you're going to want to know, like, oh well, how does he make the chocolates? How, you know, how did it get from like how he started out to like, you know, being in the factory, right? Of course, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This movie doesn't really explore that because he already knows how to make the chocolates, and he kind of goes for like a chocolate shop here. And I wanted this movie to be more like where he was making the chocolates, like finding the recipes, finding the ingredients to make specific chocolates, but he already knows all that, so I'm kind of like, well, what's really the point? But then also, if you compare this movie to the 1971 movie, this literally looks as if it was filmed in 2023. It's way more vibrant than the one in the 1971, so therefore it kind of makes the redundancy of that original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie completely useless. Like, for example, you know, if you look at the kind of like these graphics from the 1971 and how the movie was filmed, and then if you compare it to this in 2023, but yet this is meant to be a prequel of sorts, of like an origin story as such, it's like it's way more vibrant. So it's kind of like, well, hold on, well, how the heck did the downscale, the colors and the kind of like the sets and stuff like that, and like everything going into that movie, like it kind of makes no sense. And with the songs, although I will say Timothée Chalamet, I didn't mind too much. Like, I don't think he does a bad job here. I think he does an okay job in terms of like, you know, like I don't mind him as an actor. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of him, but I definitely like that at least he did something different here, and at least he actually cracked a smile. Like, that was actually kind of nice. But the whole thing and issues that I've got is a lot of the songs is, which a good point with Elliot, IMO Reviews, my good friend, mentioned, is it literally explains everything that is happening. So it's not as if it's like a song that's like a really catchy like number and you're gonna like, you know, really kind of bop along to, clap along to and smile and be like, wow, that was fantastic. It's literally be like, I am going to go do this and I'm going to do this with this person. And that's kind of what the songs are like every single song. There's also way too many songs in my personal opinion, and this is just such a shame, because I feel like if you were going to do a prequel origin story of Willy Wonka, you want to know, okay, well, where did he start? How did he start? How did he also make all this chocolate when he can't read also? So, and then of course, if he can't read, how is he meant to know kind of measurements, which again, Elliot, my good friend, and I'm going to refer back to him because it was a brilliant review in a way. How can he refer back to the ingredients and be like, right, well, you need 50 milligrams of this and 200 grams of this and a kilo of this? You don't know that, because if you can't read, how are you supposed to? And then in this, he learns to read pretty darn quickly, and I'm pretty sure as a kid it took you years to be able to read properly. Even as an adult, heck, I mean, with all the literature and of course new words being added to the dictionary like however often it is, it's gonna take a while. And this is kind of just the gripes that I had, and it's a shame because, as I mentioned, if you take all that aside, you don't think about any of that side, and you just take this movie for what it is, I think you'll have a kind of fun time, because I really feel as if this movie would have benefited from just being like a musical spin-off. Like, if it separated itself completely from being Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and of course maybe set in that universe, maybe a future spin-off, and kind of set in like more modern the time, I think this would have actually been like a really more successful movie, because as I was watching it, I was like, this feels like it's like a modern musical in a way for like a modern audience. And I feel like in that regard, this movie would have worked really, really well. And if it was marketed and kind of played out like that, it would have. But because it doesn't, and because it wants to be a prequel and an origin of Willy Wonka, it absolutely doesn't work, guys. I'm sorry to say, it really, really doesn't. So my overall score for it, maybe maximum, it's going to be between 1.5 and a 2 out of 5 stars. But what's your thoughts on Wonka? Did you enjoy it maybe more than I did? Did you dislike it as I did? Did you have my same thoughts, or do you completely disagree? Let me know down below in the comment section so we can continue the discussion down there. If you've enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel by clicking the red button down below if you already haven't, and until next time, I'll see you guys. I'll be seeing you later.